Welcome to a special holiday Christmas edition of Sports Brillrants, or as I like to call it, opening day of the NBA regular season. The return of ball night and day, all day. Yeah, it's a good Christmas present. Bunch of wins. Well, before we get into the NBA, let's start off with football yesterday. I'd like to congratulate all of you who, along with me, are headed to the Shiva couple. The Shiva. I was gonna do a whole Shiva burn there, but I'm gonna withhold that until I win it. But Shiva bound. Here we go. Got to look out for teams who have nothing to play for next week. That's always the interesting thing in the last week of the season. Like Aaron Rodgers, if they have nothing to play for, and he takes the week off, then all the people who rode Aaron Rodgers all season sucks. Oh well, that's why you gotta have deep benches, folks. Go out and get them. Go out and get them. Make sure you guys got something to play for. They don't have nothing to play for. Anyone who's banged up ain't gonna ball. Be a rough situation. Just like the Bills winning, of course. Just when I want them to lose. They have nothing to gain by winning. And only draft pick order to lose. I mean, they just don't want a top 10 pick, and it makes me sad because clearly we need one, and it's a linebacker. But that's all I have to say about them. Rough game for Timmy, but it happens. I'm sure a lot of people will enjoy it this week, but he'll probably win next week, and then that game doesn't really matter. So they get by. Just kind of spiraled out of effect there. I mean, for all those people who started the Bills defense yesterday, you're crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Man. Anyway, let's get to the more pressing issues. Well, let's actually start with Syracuse before we get all the way to the NBA. Syracuse, the best team in the country, who look amazing again, just like every time they play. 10 pros, baby. How is Dion Waiters coming off the bench? I just don't even understand it anymore. I mean, he's looking like the type of person that once he becomes an NBA pro, they'll say the same thing they said about Jordan, that Roy Williams was the only person to ever hold him under 20 a game. Jim Boeheim's gonna join, or not Roy Williams, Dean Smith. Yeah, right. Dean Smith. Jim Boeheim's gonna join the Dean Smith conversation in a different fashion. So, but it doesn't matter because Syracuse is by far the best. So, going to go out to continue and dominate because everybody's not going to have a bad night at once. So we're just going to go out there and combo, Pacquiao, nasty. Anyway, NBA preview. Who's going to win is the question. So I have my start with the Eastern Conference playoff projections, where as much as I hate to say it, the Heat will probably win the most games in the regular season, especially with Battier now. They got depth now. It's got depth, and they're not going to be rusty off the bat. It's going to be bad. They're going to win, probably go 50-16 or something like that. I think coming directly in behind them, though, will be the New York Knicks, who I think Tony Douglas is a little better than people think. Seen some Knicks games. Fortunately, I know some Knicks fans, so I think Landry Fields is the same way. Baron Davis, depending on him when he comes back, but they still probably need to go out and get another guard or something. I'm not sold on the whole Bibby thing. So, but I think they'll, second seed. I think the Bulls right at their heels. Depending on if Boozer's healthy, all their guys are healthy now that they got ripped. They could take the number 2 from the Knicks. It's going to be probably within one game for that number 2, I think. Number 2, number 3. Then you got the Celtics coming in at 4. I mean, they're a well-polished machine, but, I mean, they're also, like a classic car kind of thing. They're getting kind of old. So think this 66 game season with the back-to-back-to-backs is going to wear on them. They're going to lose a few more games than they would if it was more spread out 82 game season probably. Especially losing Kendrick Perkins. I mean, and now they don't have Jeff Green all year. That was insanely stupid. And they lose Big Baby. Yeah. And now Pierce is looking like he's not going to play out the get-go. I might have them a little high at 4, but they'll probably go out and make a trade or something, figure out some way to improve if they're really struggling. But I think 4 is about the right place for them. Then we got coming in at number 5, the Orlando Magic, who if they trade Dwight Howard, they ain't making the playoffs. But an Eastern Conference with Dwight Howard, you're gonna make the playoffs, so they'll be in there. Then I got the Atlanta Hawks 6. They're always in the playoffs. They're always good. But they take some nights off during the regular season. Then I think if Brook Lopez actually comes back from this foot thing, I think the Nets will be the 8 and Pacers at 7. I think the Pacers, Granger and Hibbert and Hansbrough and West and Collison. That's a good squad. Good young squad. I think they're gonna make some noise. So I think there's your 8 in the Eastern Conference. Conference Finals, I got Knicks Heat, and depending on healthiness, if the Knicks are completely healthy, I think they could take the Heat in 7. But if Tyson Chandler doesn't play or they have some other injury situation, only at 100% can the Knicks beat the Heat. Only way. So there's your Eastern Conference. And then for the Western Conference, the number 1 seed, who I think will win the most games, are the Oklahoma City Thunder. They're kind of a trendy pick or whatever right now, but they're just really good and they're young and all their best players can play 40 minutes a night. They're just gonna wear people out. They got depth. They're gonna be fierce during the regular season. Then number 2 got the San Antonio Spurs, who won the most games in the regular season last year. A little old, but they said Duncan's, coming back, best shape he's been in a long time. I think they got another run left in him. DeJuan Blair, really underrated player behind Duncan, who, can just come in and get you 20 and 20 if you're playing a whole night. I got him on a few of my fantasy teams, so I hope they do. But, yeah, the Spurs are good. And then Mavericks at 3, I think, losing Chandler and losing Barea, and another year, and this could, the fast, like I said, the schedule with older players like that, I think it's going to wear them down a little more. I mean, when 3 best players are Terry, Nowitzki, and Kidd, and Marion for that matter, and a bunch of seasoned veterans. Yes. So then coming in behind them, I got the, number 4. That would be the Clippers. Another trendy pick, but I mean, Chris Paul with an actual good team with him, it's gonna be ferocious. I think they're gonna be real good as long as they stay healthy. That's another thing. I don't think they have a ton of depth. I'm not sure what they're doing with the whole. We're gonna start Chauncey Billups. I mean, he's a good enough shooter to be a shooting guard, but I don't know. That's gonna be kind of interesting because they got it seems like they got 4 point guards and no shooting guards. I don't know. Maybe they figure they can work that out, but I think they'll be pretty top of the line. I got Lakers at 5. Yeah, Lakers take a step back. Kobe's been playing hurt all year. Traded Odom. Bynum was suspended at the beginning. They can get in a hole early. They're gonna get down there and make a trade probably, but still, this is the year that they don't have home field anymore. But they'll be playing the Clippers in the first round, so they'll still get to play at the Staples Center. So it'll work out lovely for them. Oh man, if they lose to the Clippers in the first round, Kobe's pissed. Actually, by February, he might be demanding a trade if they don't go out and get somebody. And they start out like 4-10 or some crazy shit like that. Woo-hoo-hoo. Kobe can flip. Then the Grizz Dizzles at numero 6. Rudy Gay coming back healthy. Marc Gasol, really underrated, good center. Mike Conley really coming in his own too. They got some depth too, and they're they're gonna give somebody nightmares in the first round. Probably the Mavericks. They could very well bump the Mavericks in the first round. So look out for that. Then number 7, got Portland Trailblazers. Having Brandon Roy retire, that really sucks for them. Who knows what you're going to get from Odin, but, Wallace and LaMarcus Aldridge, Wesley Matthews really coming into his own. They really got a solid squad out there, so I think they're number 7, and then I got my beloved Houston Rockets sneaking in at number 8. Nobody knows who any of them are except for Rockets fans, and I'm the only one in the state of New York, but I don't care because they're going to make the 8 seed. Yeah! Luis Scola, 20-10 this year. Kevin Martin, Kyle Lowry. We got depth of talent. Chase Budinger, nobody knows about him, but he can fly. It's a great small forward. Patrick Patterson, people are going to know who he is by the end of the year. Kentucky, he's a monster. It's going to be big time. Just got Dallin Bear, Jordan Hill. I mean, you're like, who? Who? Yeah, we're legitimate 10 deep. We're like the Cuse. We run deep. We're going to wear people down. We're gonna make the playoffs, and we just might drop the Thunder in the first round. Who knows? But as much as I would like to believe that, I still got the Thunder and the Spurs playing in the Western Conference Finals. And as much as I would like to really not pick the Spurs as a Rockets fan, I think the Spurs are going to win the West. And if they're healthy, I mean, if Duncan or Ginobili or Parker or even Blair for that matter, if one of their main 5 most primary guys gets hurt, I rescind the Spurs pick. But man, if Oklahoma City trades Westbrook for a comparable, more assist-driven point guard, then that could be subject to change too. But right now, I got Spurs, Knicks in the finals, and like I said, whoever's healthier will win. I think it'll go 7 either way. I suppose I'd like the Knicks to win, although it'd make my Knicks fans' friends just unbearable all the time, I think. So, in said light, it only makes sense for the way I'm seeing things here for Mr. Carmelo Anthony to win the MVP award. Although it could be Kevin Durant. One of the two of them. I'd flip a coin. I like Kevin Durant a lot. Carmelo. Cuse. Yeah. But if the Knicks are going to do what people think they're going to do, Carmelo's going to take where they got to go. And I don't know. It's hard to pick against Durant. I mean, they did like Eastern Conference, Western Conference. I mean, that would be easy, but I think that's where your main awards and hardware is going. So, get the picks in before the regular season starts so you can't say I didn't. And let's enjoy a massive amount of eating food and watching excessive amounts of basketball. So, that's all I got for this special holiday edition. Till next time I feel like it. Merry Christmas, and Boston sucks.